Okay, welcome to GTC Insiders. I'm really delighted to be here in what is an olive farm just outside Seville, so probably one of the best locations that we've had so far, and it couldn't be better because I'm joined by Orlando from Mexedia, and olives are quite close to your heart, so I think probably let's start with a little bit of that in terms of understanding why olives actually kind of remind you of home.
Yes, first of all, thanks for the time you're spending with me today. Yes, I think that agriculture is what tech companies should consider for the future in terms of new technologies. I'm addicted to farming. I got a farm in Italy, and I'm very focused on developing, even with Mexedia, developing products, tech products that can support farmers in having a better product and building a better ecosystem around agriculture. So olives, of course, is my passion, and I'm happy to spend the day here with you guys in a olive farm. There are some players in the market that are really focused, but I don't see the actual ecosystem we are in focusing too much on that. So Mexedia decided to invest quite a big budget in R&D to be able to provide the right products. And we're actually launching our first 4 products next month.
Fantastic.
Only for the Italian market. It's going to be a test. We had a POC with proof of concept with a couple of big farms in Italy. Has been excellent. So we're now going down the road with this new challenge.
Amazing.
Let's see.
So you're kind of combining your history with actually your technology.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I'd love to stay on that subject, but we actually have to go into the business as well. So perhaps you can talk a bit about your role and kind of how you've shaped kind of the market we play in today.
This is a 25 years journey, so it's a long time. Mexedia, it's a tech company, pure tech company, in the engagement business. So we actually come from the voice business, and of course during the years we have developed more engagement CPaaS platforms, and of course messaging, because at the base of, unfortunately, messaging is still the main part of CPaaS.
It is.
But the market is changing, and many years developing additional technologies on top of messaging are now bringing new revenue streams. So meaning that what we have chosen at that time now is bringing the result that we wish to have. So we're trying to put together, even with acquisitions, new technologies that can speed up the process, because the biggest problem with technology is the time frame.
Yes.
So you can't have a plan for 20 years, but you need to have a plan for 2 years.
Yeah.
Even 3 is too much. We don't know what is going to happen in 3 years. So we're very focused on metaverse, augmented reality, and identity, artificial intelligence dedicated to the engagement services. And most important is I really believe that the most important part is the machine learning, because the machine learning is the way to educate the AI. That is the most important thing. You can build the best AI, but then if you don't get it educated, then you don't have any advantage of that, from that.
So what I love there is you've connected your platform to actually needs of your customers, but you're aware that it sits in messaging today, but it's shifting. How do you kind of move the company from a priority perspective and also bring kind of the culture of your company with that?
This is a very good question. First of all, you need to be ready for changes. That is one of the biggest problems with large operations. And of course, you need to be ready to raise funds, and so to be diluted, because you can't pretend to raise funds and keep being the owner of the company. So we decided to go public in 2021.
Congratulations.
That has been a big challenge, but the reason why we were able to do that because we have been running companies properly for many years. So we went public and we raised funds. That allowed us to, if you go on internet, you can see that our H1 2023 got a 60% in increase of revenues.
Fantastic.
So things are going to the right direction, but it's very important that the company grows in terms of operations, because someone needs to start working on selling a different product that is the equity of the company. Selling the equity means bringing capital, and the additional capital, additional financing helps R&D and the go-to-market. This at least is in my experience. That I think is now confirmed by the results.
Yeah, and this is fantastic to have that insight that it's not just growing a platform, it's actually how you invest and then evolve. So
you can have a developing plan, but how do you want to finance that because it's a lot of cost.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you develop the platform, you need to sustain the costs, because normally a technology takes 1 or 2 years to be ready to be monetized. So you have 2 years of investments.
And in terms of, we touched upon how you've kind of brought the technology to actually some of your passions, but what motivates you personally and what are your interests personally? A few of the top ones.
Look, I of course, my passions have driven most of the company decisions. So we always have been focused on areas where not only me, but part of the top management is involved, got a passion. So, and of course, agriculture is one of those. But we also have interest in products in the training area, in the sailing area, because it's another very important sector. And of course, we do what all the others are doing. It's the media, advertising, gaming. We're very focused on gaming now because of our recent acquisition. That is a big tech player and got a big amount of gaming business, and I see that there are a lot of opportunities even in there.
Correct.
But of course, we still have the same problem. What is working now is not going to work in 3 years.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to invest in R&D to be able to change the skin, in the next 2-3 years, to be able for the next step, if you want to stay in the market.
And it's great to hear a company that's actually thinking ahead like that. Clearly, change is happening, and it's happening fast.
Yeah.
What would you like to see change in our market? If you could kind of control some things, what frustrates you and you would like to change?
The biggest frustration in the messaging CPaaS ecosystem, let's call it ecosystem, it's the fact that the revenues are driven by these big OTTs that are, of course, controlling the market from a revenue perspective. So we are all kidnapped by them. I really think that the future is going to change the market in a way where all these guys will be forced to step up to a different level of technology because of all the anti-frauds problems that are now very, very serious in in the market.
Yeah.
So that could be the next step. Be ready to provide new tech products and step up to the next level. This is what I see. But of course, it's my opinion. It's come from my experience. I can't. I don't know if it's the right one, but looks like it's the right one. So let's see. Probably next year I could be able to give you more details.
We'll welcome you back at maybe your olive farm next year. And
Yeah,
could
we
be-
can do that.
host.
Why
There you
not?
go. So we've touched on some of the growth plans that you have and some of the things that are happening. What are the key areas you see for growth for Mexedia moving forward?
IoT is the next one. 5G is absolutely the future. 5 and 6G, because the 5G just started and everybody's talking about 6G as usual. But I really believe that this SaaS model is going to turn into a full API. And it's like I see the world in the future like a lot of connections, API connections, where you pick up what you need and you use it. And the tech companies can monetize the APIs depending of the usage, the traffic, or the service. So this is what I see Mexedia, how I see Mexedia in the future.
Fantastic. And clearly you've got a clear vision, the investments there. Mexedia is a strong business in the sector already, the brand.
Yeah.
Away from that, and we touched upon we started on the personal side with olives. Is there another personal passion that you'd like to share in terms of you personally? Kind of
My personally, yes, I love motorcycles. Vintage motorcycles is my passion.
Right.
So we have now a team that is competing in Italy.
Oh, amazing.
And it's a very interesting sport. And it's nice because this is something that comes from my young age. So I do that with my school friends, and so it's the opportunity to go back home.
Yeah.
Because we're spending our life traveling around the world, and sometimes it's nice to go back. I come from a little town south of Rome on the beach.
Amazing.
40,000 people living there. So it's a completely different ecosystem compared to what we live on a day-to-day, traveling too much.
I agree, and actually being able to reconnect with those people you
Yeah,
grew
it's
up
beautiful.
with kind of brings you back. So look, I'd really like to thank you, Orlando, for your time. I feel like we could spend time with a glass of wine now and relax in the afternoon.
I think is the right time.
That's the next
Probably in an hour and a half.
Perfect. I'll see you out there, but on behalf of GTC, I'd just like to say thank you, Orlando.
Okay,
That's great.
thank you.